Hello class. Today I'm going to talk to you about TSA officers. The majority of us have probably been in an airport at some points over the course of our lives. If not, this is where the TSA officers will most likely be seen the most. We all see the men and women in these police-like outfits that check us through security. There have been high debate in whether or not these men and women should be armed or not. Not too long ago, there was a shooting at the LA airport where a TSA officer did die. After this happened, the debate of actually training and allowing the TSA officers to be armed has been in high debate. There are many pros and cons to this debate. Pros to this are things like it would make the officer themselves feel more protected, and some people think it would even make the people feel more protected as well. They would also be able to do a lot more within the security that they are presenting. They would have authority to take people in and restrain people if they were out of hand. If the TSA did perhaps find a knife or a gun and the passenger was going crazy with it, they would be able to have a restraint on how to protect themselves and the people around them, instead of waiting for an officer to come around and protect them and protect the people around them. They would just have all the authority. Although, the cons to this are things like the cost to do this would be very high, because it would be like swearing them in like police officers. The second one is the high risk of the people that work for TSA stealing the passengers' items out of their bags. A story of the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, security agent was taking a traveler's luggage for a second security check at the John F. Kennedy Airport in New York City is the example of what power can do to someone, said by Andrew Burton. There are many people who think that this can be a good thing, and there are also many people who think the opposite. The people that think this could be a good thing are the people of the union. They feel like this would make the security officers protect the citizens much better. There have also been people from the public that comment saying they would be helpful if they were sworn-in police officers. Other comments saying from the transportation blog, quote, "I feel like the situation should be done by the regular police that we already have at the airport," said another flyer. "I don't think having more guns in the airport would necessarily mean more security," end quote. I would have to agree with this person, because I do not think that giving them more power would solve much of any problem that there is now. There are police officers at the airport close by to do all these jobs. A TSA officer was created to screen people to make sure there are not any dangerous items being carried onto the plane. They were not hired to arrest people or to take control of a messy situation. If TSA was to become armed, I am not fully convinced that it would actually be helpful to many airports. I think that it would make passengers of the airlines not want to fly as much. This is the same scenario that we have with police officers. There are good experiences and there are bad experiences. And if someone has had a poor experience with a police officer, what are the odds that they're going to want to go through security with the same kind of people that they've had a bad experience with? I'm not saying this could be everyone, but I am saying that I am not sure that it would solve much more than it is now. There are people for each job, and if they stick to just doing their job, I think that it would work out just fine.